What's going on, everyone? Welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV, and that is a magnificent result and such a good performance from Arsenal today. The full-time score being Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 3, a massively contrasting performance to the one that we witnessed on Tuesday night against Dortmund. The Arsenal team really responded to a lot of critics today. I'm really glad Wenger took note of the errors that were made on Tuesday night and he made changes to the team today. The first one being that we got rid of the shambolic 4-1-4-1 formation. I mean, how good was it to witness that 4-2-3-1 formation that we used so much last season, and primarily seeing Mesut Ozil deployed in that centre attacking midfield role, who was just absolutely phenomenal today. Absolutely mesmeric to watch. I thought he had one of his best performances in an Arsenal shirt, getting the goal first of all to open the scoring for Arsenal, and then a couple of minutes later assisting Danny Welbeck to put us 2-0 up. Absolutely amazing performance from him, and he's got to continue to play in that centre attacking midfield role. He absolutely showed why we paid that kind of money for him last season, and he has to be deployed there every single game that we play. Absolutely phenomenal performance from him. But looking towards the rest of the Arsenal side, we did see a very British squad start, and I'm really pleased to see this. It's not something I'd normally mention, but we saw Chambers, Gibbs, Ramsey, Chamberlain and Danny Welbeck all start for us today, and we still had Jack Wilshere on the bench. It was really great to see a load of English players integrated into the side, as it's something that we've struggled to do in recent years, but it's only a small thing, but it's something that I'm really glad to see Arsenal doing, and more importantly, I'm glad to see Arsene Wenger bring these players into the side, especially Oxlade-Chamberlain, who I thought really merited a start today. Not ahead of Alexis Sanchez by any means, but I certainly think that he deserved to start because he brings so much to the side when he comes off the bench. I thought he had a really good performance today. He emulates someone like Alexis Sanchez in a sense, probably not at the same level quite yet, but there is a significant age difference. But Chamberlain was superb today, and if we can get those two playing alongside each other at times, because of course we saw Cazorla deployed on the left wing, who I thought had a really good game today, and Cazorla has massively improved on his tracking back as well. That's something I noticed. He really helped out Gibbs today, and it was really great to see that from him. But looking at Aston Villa as well, I was expecting them to go into this game really with more to show. I mean, in that second half, they didn't offer anything at all to Arsenal. I'm not going to forget that first 30 minutes, of course. At times, they did have us on the ropes. They shook us up a bit. I thought Arsenal dominated possession really well, but what Aston Villa were doing to a really great extent was pushing us back to our own goal at times. I mean, we were going to one end of the pitch, and then Villa were forcing us all the way back to the end, and then someone like a Bonglahor would press the team. They were really good at pressing until they inevitably did concede, but I thought Villa did play well for that first half an hour. I'm surprised how poor they went after they conceded. I think I would have expected a lot more from them, but it wasn't to be. And there was some rumour going around. Well, not a rumour, but apparently a fact that there was a bug going around the Aston Villa dressing room, which is very unfortunate for them. They did see Weimann go off at half time, who hadn't been particularly good for them. As well as that, they did lose Westwood, and they saw Carlos Sanchez come into the side. I was expecting Sanchez to have a good performance for them. I did big him up a bit in the preview, but he was getting out muscled a bit by Mikel Arteta, which really captivates his performance in a sense. Whilst I'm on the subject of Mikel Arteta, I thought he certainly had an improved performance to the one he had on Tuesday night, but let's not forget this is Aston Villa, not Borussia Dortmund he's playing against. Whether he's able to live up to the expectation in games such as Chelsea away and even Tottenham next week, I'm not entirely convinced. He does make small errors at times, but it was good to see him improve. It was only his second game back from injury. I do still think we should try Wilshere and Ramsey pivot at some point, especially in the 4-2-3-1. I certainly think that's something that could work, with one of them occupying a more defensive role, or even alternating in a box-to-box midfield role. That's something I'd really like to see at some point. But Arteta, in the meantime, he did okay today, but when it comes to playing in bigger games, I'm not entirely convinced he'll be able to live up to the conditions surrounding him in that current situation. For that opening 30 minutes of the game, I think we really struggled to break Villa down, and that was our main problem during that patch of the game. But once we scored, I thought we looked really good on the ball. Villa, I did expect more from them. You've got to remember, this is a side that were going into this game on the back of a 1-0 victory away to Liverpool, and they were right up there at the top end of the table, and I don't think we're going to be playing Villa in a scenario where they're going to be this high on confidence and in such a good situation as they were. But all things given to Arsenal, this first goal was absolutely fantastic. Lovely link-up play between Danny Welbeck and Mesut Ozil. Welbeck, of course, providing the ball to Ozil, and a really tidy finish by Ozil past Brad Guzan. Great for his confidence. I couldn't have been happier. I mean, considering all the criticism that has come his way recently, and it's not his fault he's getting criticism, it's Wenger's fault for playing him out on the wing. He was a million times better than he has been in recent games when he was playing in that attacking midfield role today. Lovely finish past Guzan, really happy for him to score. And then shortly after, Ozil went from goal scorer to provider to assist Danny Welbeck with what was an excellent finish past Brad Guzan yet again. 2-0 up, and then a third goal coming in, what was it, three and a bit minutes. Excellent work by Kieran Gibbs to put the ball in. Ali Suzoku, really unfortunate to put it in the back of the net, but maybe if it had gone past him anyway, it would have gone to the feet of Oxlade-Chamberlain, who may have put it in the back of the net. But 3-0 up going into half-time, couldn't have asked for much more. Really good performance from Arsenal up until that point. Regarding that second half performance, can't really comment too much on it because Aston Villa set up like a side that were there to defend a 1-0 victory, which was really peculiar by Paul Lambert and Roy Keane especially, as I would have expected them to come out all guns blazing because they kind of had nothing to lose at 3-0 down. So really disappointed with Villa on that side of things, but I thought we played really resiliently. We looked really calm in possession. I think we've had about, what, 70 odd possession throughout the course of the game, 80% or something in that second half. It was ridiculous how easy it was for us during that second half of the game. But overall, I'm really happy with how things have gone today. Best way to respond, but we've got to emulate this kind of performance in the big games, and I'm confident we can do that now that we've reverted back to a 4-2-3-1. It's a case of whether or not someone like Mikel Arteta can really step up to the plate, because I do think he was the only weak link today, bar Aaron Ramsey, with his slightly off-put passing. But then again, Ramsey really does bring something to the team in that final third of the pitch, whereas someone like Arteta arguably can't, because he's having to be deployed in that defensive midfield role, which he shouldn't have to do, considering his age, considering he used to be an attacking midfielder. I can totally understand it's difficult for him, and he's probably finding it difficult out there as well, and that's why he's making these silly mistakes. But I don't know if it's something that we can persist with in bigger games. It'll be a real test for him against Tottenham next week if he does indeed play that game. But I'm really looking forward to the North London derby next weekend. That's going to be a really enticing game. Anyway guys, those have been my thoughts on Arsenal's magnificent victory at Villa Park. If you have enjoyed the video, please give it a like rating. Subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV as well as my own channel, AFC Game by Game. As always, thank you for watching guys.